Message from Sunnahfollowers. This is from Sheikh Saleh. We need to unite. Sisters, wear your hijab. Wear your beards. Be proud of your beards. Stay home, stay in your home. Stand up, unite, and stand for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That's right, Saleh. We all should stand up in solidarity, not transgressing the limits of Allah, but standing together with patience and understanding. This is Sunnahfollowers.
With dignity, humility, and balance.
If you want to learn about how to balance and maintain your faith every day, you need to be here at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, being taught by Laila Nasheeba, streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers. Hope to see you there, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Yusuf and this is Ayub. And if you are benefiting like we are from the classes and the ongoing programming, tuning into the Sunnahfollowers, please donate. Let this be an ongoing sadaqah jariyah on your behalf. You're helping the kids, the converts, and everyone seeking knowledge. And it's a wealth of information every day you tune in. Don't forget, you are being rewarded for your generous donations to keep this programming on air. You know, just like what you're hearing, put your dollar where the dollar's at. Right here on Sunnahfollowers. Don't forget, donate. Right here to Sunnahfollowers and Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Listen, we are in dire need of donations to keep these shows running and available for you 24/7. So that means when you're in the car, it's available for you to listen to. Whether you're at work, streaming, playing a game, it's available for you to listen to. Rowing your deed and learning about the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful different topics of Islam. Listen, one of the heaviest deeds that could be placed on your scale on the Day of Judgment is sadaqah jariyah. Yes, I know, I'm trying to build deeds daily. So you can too. So listen, feel free, and please, from the bottom of your heart, donate to this wonderful cause, wonderful website and platform to continually push out shows that will benefit you and the Muslim Ummah. Yes, you can donate by going to the Sunnahfollowers.net website, pressing the donate tab. You can also scan the QR code in YouTube on the far left top of our videos that are streaming. Listen guys, this is very important, and take this as important. We want to keep this programming available for you 24/7 so that you have access in your car, anywhere you choose to tune in to this wonderful programming. Yes, guys, it's all at your disposal. So listen, feel free to donate. Once again, remember, sadaqah jariyah, one of the heaviest deeds on your scale on the Day of Judgment. Sunnahfollowers presents a new hadith class taught by Ustada Laila Nasheeba, Riyadus Salihin, every Monday and Wednesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there. Streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers. You will make it through. The fitrah is awake in you. With Quran and Sunnah by your side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through. You will make it through. The fitrah is awake in you. With Quran and Sunnah on your side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through. With Quran and Sunnah on your side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through.
Ina alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. I'd like to welcome everybody to our Aqidah class. And this is a class where we're learning what it means to believe, to say that we believe La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. When we make this statement, we are saying that not only do we believe that Allah is the only deity worthy of worship, but we're also saying that our allegiance is to him, to his religion, to the Quran, to his prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and to the Muslims, no matter who they are, no matter where they are in the world. And that allegiance also entails disassociating ourselves from anyone and anything that contradicts belief in Allah, belief in his book, belief in his prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, belief in his commands and this way of life as it has been ordained by him. And so that's what this class is all about. And we've spoken about how once a person reaches that understanding, his heart awakens. And once your heart awakens to that understanding, your heart then trains your soul to submit to the truth. And then when your soul submits to the truth, it then submits to the will of Allah. And that's what we have been discussing for the past few weeks. And tonight, we're going to complete this chapter that we've engaged upon, which speaks about how once the heart has awakened and trained the soul to submit to the truth and submit to Allah's will and decree, then you will find that performing the actions of worship are not so hard to do. You'll find that obeying Allah's commands are not so hard to do, because you'll find yourself transitioning into a better person. You'll find yourself submitting to Allah to the point where you will end up loving what Allah loves and hating what Allah hates. So let's put the PowerPoint up on the screen for tonight. And for those of you who are not watching me on YouTube, please open up a tab on your cell phone to YouTube and go to my channel Sunnahfollowers, and click on the live stream so you can see the PowerPoint that I have now presented on the screen. And we're going to cover pages 160 through 163 of the book. And then I'm going to give you a final exam. We're going to do things a little differently today. After I go over discussing how disassociating from sinful behaviors entails implementing the principles of Al-Bara, I'm going to wrap up this chapter by giving you a final exams to cover everything that we've spoken about this past week. So everyone needs to pay attention so you can answer these final questions. So let's get started. Okay. Okay. All right. Allah tells us in the Quran, in the interpretation of the meaning, he says, when they hear dirty, bad, evil talk, they withdraw from it and they say, to us are our deeds, and to you be your deeds. peace be upon you. We seek not the ignorant. I want every Muslim listening to me to ponder these words, to ponder this verse of the Quran. Because this is a verse of the Quran that I have to remind myself of a lot, and also people close to me a lot. Okay? A lot of people might say to me, Sister Laila, why come you won't come to this social event that I'm having? A lot of people who I know on a personal level might say, Sister Laila, I want to invite you over to my house, or I want to invite you to a social Islamic event that I'm having. And I may have to refuse. And they'll say, why? And I have to remind them, when you hear people say bad things or things that are not true, or if you hear people engage in speech that is vain or not true, you have to leave it, avoid it, withdraw from it, and say, to you be your deeds and to me be mine. Peace be to you. I don't seek the company of those who are ignorant. Subhanallah. This verse reflects the principles of Al-Bara, which is part of the Shahada. That's the Al-Bara part, to distance ourselves from anything that opposes Allah, opposes his religion, opposes his book, opposes the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, opposes the Sunnah. This verse guides us as to how to distance ourselves from any type of action, any type of behavior that goes against our way of life, any type of action, any type of behavior that is sinful. A lot of the conferences that we have today entails free mixing, women and men sitting together at the same tables. Women and men who are not mahrams, intermingling. The women coming to the events dressed as if they're at the Academy Awards with all that perfume on, trying to seek the attention of men. They're looking for husbands, most of them. You'll go to an Islamic event and you're sitting at a table next to a man who is not your mahram. And the man is sitting there gaping at you, gaping at you, okay? Or you're sitting at an Islamic event and the speakers are speaking about things that are not true about this religion, telling you that the dead can see you, the dead can hear you. Or the speakers are women on stage dressed inappropriately, who are not qualified to speak, speaking about issues that are not of any merit, of any value. The free mixing again. You know, we have to distance ourselves from that type of stuff. This verse highlights the importance of avoiding engaging in idle, false, or vain speech that is morally or spiritually detrimental, or even actions that are morally or spiritually detrimental. The believers mentioned in this verse exemplify the principles of Al-Bara by actively withdrawing from these type of environments, withdrawing from these type of conversations. They refuse to participate in discussions that promote sinful behavior or spread falsehood. Instead, they assert their commitment to their own righteous deeds while leaving the responsibility for others' actions to themselves. Okay. Again, there's another verse of the Quran that says the believers do not sit in the company of those who commit sin. So that verse, along with this verse, those are the two verses that the believers implement in regards to Al-Bara, which is why you will find people like myself who don't attend such conferences, such lectures, such events. That's why you won't see Laila Nasheeba's name, on a ticket. I can't sit in the company of women who do that, men who do that, people who speak wrong about this religion, people who speak falsehood about this religion. I can't do that. The believers don't do that. We have to implement Al-Bara. So Al-Bara encourages us to distance ourselves from behaviors that go against the teachings of Islam. It serves as a moral compass for us, guiding us away from actions that displease Allah, that harm our spiritual well-being. By embracing the principles of allegiance, which is al-wala, and disassociation, which is al-bara, we develop a deeper understanding of our choices and our actions, as well as their impact on our relationship with Allah. The evil outweighs any good. You will hear some Muslims say, but look at the good, Sister Laila. You should go just to give the dawah. As the Prophet Muhammad says, the evil outweighs any good. The evil outweighs any good. Okay? So, through the principles of Al-Bara, we are prompted to purify our hearts, our minds, and actions from anything that contradicts the values and teachings of Islam. Islam, in and of itself, is an Arabic term that means total submission to the will of Allah. It compels us to actively disassociate ourselves from sinful actions and harmful habits, recognizing them as being obstacles that stand in the way of our spiritual growth and our connection with Allah. Disassociating from sinful behavior protects our well-being and enables us to make a positive contribution to society. By me not participating, by me not going, and everyone knowing that I was invited, that brings a stronger message than me going. The simple fact that everyone knew that Laila Nasheeba was invited to that event, but Laila Nasheeba refused to come, that message is stronger and brings a greater message than me showing up, because they're going to look at the ticket and see one of these things is not like the other. Remember the song from Sesame Street? You'll look at the ticket, you'll see a picture of Laila Nasheeba, the Wahhabi, and a picture of Sister Sarah, the progressive Muslim. And you'll be able to look and see one of these things is not like the other. They don't make sense. You put these two together, you know they don't match. But if the knowing that Laila Nasheeba was invited and the fact that she turned it down, that makes better sense. Anybody can say, wow, you knew Laila wasn't going to show up, because you put Laila Nasheeba and Sister, the progressive Muslim Sarah together, you know that those two things don't match. You could never imagine the two of them sitting at a table together, sharing anything, more or less Aqidah. Because one of those things is not like the other. Y'all get it? So the message, the simple fact that Laila did Al-Bara, that brings a stronger message and a more meaningful message than Laila being hypocritical and going. Y'all get it? Stick to what Allah says. Don't innovate. So this conscious effort involves avoiding behaviors that are explicitly prohibited. And I do mean explicitly. This preserves the integrity of personal worship. Purifying your intentions becomes paramount. Seeking sincerity and righteousness in every facet of devotion is something that we have to do. By aligning your personal worship with the Islamic values set by Allah, this is how we forge a deeper connection with Him. This is how we experience the true essence of worship. Subhanallah. The principles of Al-Bara are needed because they guide us to avoid sinful behavior and habits. And by adhering to those principles, this is how we lead lives that are in harmony with the teachings of Islam. And this is how we maintain a pure and virtuous character. It's when we violate that we end up showing hypocrisy. And that's how we end up losing. We end up losing the respect of ourselves and others. Okay? So we have to learn as Muslims how to incorporate al-wala and wal-bara into our daily lives of worship as Muslims every day. We have to integrate them into our lives every day. Don't allow other people to tell us, oh, it's okay, you should go and this will be a great dawah. No, it won't. The dawah would be to show al-bara. Okay? We have to learn to cultivate an awareness of Allah's presence, an awareness of Allah's sovereignty and every act of worship. And that may entail distancing ourselves from that which contradicts the worship of Him. Subhanallah. We incorporate al-wala, wal-bara in our prayers, in our supplications, and also when it comes to who we associate with. We have to also make sure that our intentions, that everything we do, remember, I'm not doing it for you. We don't do things to please man. Everything we do, we should do for Allah, not for man. So make sure that our intentions are for Allah. Then our actions will be for Him. Remember, whatever is in the heart is going to show through the limbs. We have to demonstrate sincere devotion to Allah. And that's how we have dedication to upholding His commands. People violate Allah's laws. They violate His commands because of lack of dedication to Him. If you have the dedication to Allah, you won't have a problem saying no when people invite you to social events that are filled with innovation or that are put on by known innovators. Subhanallah. And you have to also recognize your shortcomings. And when you realize what your weaknesses and shortcomings are, you have to become active in seeking forgiveness from Allah for them and trying to change yourself, because Allah will never change the condition of a people or a person until you take the steps to change the condition of yourself. Remember, Allah forgives all sins, no matter how big they are. As He says in the interpretation of the meaning, And those who, when they have committed even illegal sexual intercourse, or who have wronged themselves with any type of evil, when they remember Allah and seek forgiveness for their sins, and none can forgive sins but Allah, and they do not persist in whatever wrong they have done, while they know Allah will forgive them, guys. So this verse here highlights the guidance provided by the doctrine of Al-Bara. If you stop doing the sin and you turn back to Allah out of sincerity and repent, He will forgive you. And who are the true believers? As Allah says in this verse, the true believers are those who understand the principle of distancing themselves, from that which is wrong. The true believers are those who recognize their mistakes and turn back to Allah seeking forgiveness. So again, in order to be a true believer, in order to become strongly attached to Allah, we have to implement al-wala, which is allegiance, and al-bara, which is disassociation, into our lives every day as Muslims, guys. And this wonderful chapter that we just completed emphasizes that type of integration. You want to be a better Muslim, you have to live it. You have to live al-wala wal-bara. This is something that every one of us should have learned. For those of you who were born and raised Muslims, your parents, when they taught you the meaning of La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, they should have included how that entails having allegiance and disassociation. For those of you who are converts to Islam, when you were taught the meaning of the Shahada, you should have also been taught that the Shahada includes knowing how to show allegiance and loyalty towards Allah, and how to disassociate from everything that opposes what He says or comes between His religion and what He says. Without implementing this into your life, into your worship, into your actions, you will never be a true believer, because you will never be able to grow spiritually. You'll never be able to develop and awaken the fitra within your heart. You'll never be able to maintain that awakening of the heart. You will never be able to train and tame the soul, or manage to keep it awakened. And you will never be able to walk the path of righteousness. So I really hope that everybody benefited from this chapter and learned that the key, the number one key to keeping that awakening of the fitra alive is through implementing allegiance and disassociation. So now let's see how well you guys have understood all of this. I'm going to give you a quiz. Question number 1. Everybody get ready. What are some things you can do to develop conscious love of Allah? We spoke about how al-wala, which refers to having allegiance towards Allah, includes having love for Him, loving what He loves. And we talked about how one of the ways you can develop this conscious love for Him is by doing many different things. Which one of these answers is correct that can help you to develop this conscious love? Is number 1, keeping a daily journal of the good things that happen to you, a way to develop that conscious love? Or is it number 2, Start beginning your day with a supplication and ending each day with a supplication, a good way to develop this conscious love for Allah. Or is it number 3? Doing a good deed at least once a day? Or is it all of the above? Or none of the above? Which one of those answers is most correct?
All the above. All of the above.
Do you guys agree? They said all of the above. Do the rest of you guys agree on YouTube? Good job. All of the above. And we spoke about this earlier in the week. Things that you can do to develop a conscious love for Allah. How many of you have been doing these things? How many of you have been keeping a daily journal? How many of you have been keeping a daily journal to write down the good things that happen to you every day? How many of you have been doing that? Mina, have you been doing it?
No, I haven't, but I've been saying to do a night.
Has anybody been keeping a journal? I have. What's her name? Sabrine. Have you been keeping a daily journal of good things that's happened to you? Sabrine? Awa? Laila?
Oh, I haven't. Oh, it's muted. I haven't. It hasn't been daily, but I do keep. I do write down what has happened to me that is positive or spiritual.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to have been doing. Yeah.
But not every single day. I probably should. But I've been writing. I've been doing a lot of writing. And mostly it's been about the things that I have been learning in the classes that I have been doing.
Well, that's good. That's a good too. You've been writing down whatever the new things you've been learning each day. That's good.
Yes,
that's good too. I've been writing down good things. Today I wrote down number 1. I was able to buy me my Starbucks because y'all know I've been making my own coffee. I wrote down one good thing, which was a blessing. I was able to buy my own Starbucks because I got my premium reimbursement. That was good. Number 2, I got a phone call that I enjoyed today. That was a blessing. I talked for an hour and 10 minutes. I had a good phone call that lasted an hour and 10 minutes. That was a blessing. Number 3, Anissa. I wrote that down right before class. Anissa called her doctor. That was something good. It didn't happen to me, but it was good to hear so I can sleep tonight. I ain't got to worry about Anissa. So that was 3 good things I wrote down for today. The other day, my granddaughter was a good thing. Jayla came over and put my picture up on the wall. That was a good thing.
Oh, good.
That's why I wrote down. Good thing was Jayla put my picture up finally with the nail. Another good thing was I got my car washed. Remember, I've been talking about I need to get my car washed. I put that down. Then the other good thing was I washed my clothes. Remember, I kept saying I need to wash my clothes. Those 3 good things. I wrote that down.
That's a good idea because I have a few extra journals, book journals, and I'll be like, gosh, I got a couple of them I haven't even wrote anything in yet.
Yeah.
I'm just writing in this one. And I said it would be good to take just one of those journals and just write the good things like that.
Yeah, the good things that happened to you. That's a good way to be more thankful. I'm telling you guys. And like Mina said that she's been, I do that every morning too and night. Begin your day with a dua and end it with a dua. How many of you have been doing at least one good deed a day? How many of you have been making it a goal to do at least one good deed a day? We all do that, I think.
Yeah, because we cook for our family.
I think all of us as women make it a goal to do at least one good deed. I think that just comes natural for us as sisters. We all strive to do at least one good deed a day. I make it a goal to do at least one or two. I did a good one yesterday. I did 3 good ones yesterday. I'm about to stop doing them for my grandson. Yeah.
Oh, I can think of one thing that I do every morning. I try to do, and if I miss it, it's because of something happened. But every morning, at least maybe 3 or 4 sisters that I know, I make sure that I send them, after Fajr, I make sure I send them salams.
That's good.
And I wish them good blessings from Allah. Something, it's always a kind thing. And I do it every day.
Good.
They expect it now because I do it every day. And they return it to me.
Alhamdulillah. See, make it a goal to do at least one good deed a day. I did 2 for my grandkids yesterday. Oh God, they're killing me. My grandkids are killing me with these good deeds. Yeah. Good job. Okay, what about this question? Look here. How does al-wala, which is allegiance, how does allegiance integrate? This is a little harder. How do you integrate allegiance into the worship of Allah? Give me an example as to how you can integrate allegiance into an action of worship of Allah. Give me an example. Take an action of worship like prayer or giving in charity or fasting or learning the religion or something, and show me how you integrate allegiance into it. That might be that's easy, but yeah, go ahead. Who is that, Layla?
Yeah, I was gonna say, whenever I do something, if I, you know, give in charity, I do it solely for Allah, not to show off around people and for people to praise me, but I'm doing it solely for Him and Him only, not for the person I'm giving it to, not for the person around, just solely for Him.
MashaAllah. Y'all see what part of that is the allegiance? Doing this. Good job. She did it solely for Allah, showing her allegiance to Allah. Good job. And she did it where, not to show off. She didn't let anybody else see it. Just for Him, not to be seen of a man. Good job. Who else? Give me another example as to how we integrate allegiance into an action of worship. Anyone else? Good job, Layla. Anyone else?
One is another is that you said yesterday is when we pondering what we're saying in our prayers, when we talking and understanding what we're saying, and Allah answer.
Exactly. When you're making the Fatiha, when you're reciting the Fatiha, you say it slowly and ponder. Think about how that's a conversation between you and Allah, how Allah is answering you back. Okay, this is a talk between you and Allah. Okay, Fatima said when she's making her prayers, she's making her prayers on time. How is that allegiance? How is that allegiance showing allegiance to Allah? When you're making your prayers on time, how is that showing allegiance to Allah? Yeah, how is that showing allegiance to Allah? How are you incorporating allegiance to Allah with the prayers on time every day? Let me explain how. I'm not saying it's not a right answer, but you got to give me more. How? Tell us how making your prayers on time every day is showing allegiance to him. And while she types, anyone else?
Well, one way I would say is that I'm putting Allah before turning the TV to a good station, or I'm putting in, or before I even wash my clothes. It's time for Salah. But instead of going and putting my clothes in the washing machine first, I've gone and make Salah. So I'm showing allegiance to Allah. You know, that Allah is more important than putting my clothes in the laundry. You know.
Okay. You're giving precedence to Allah. Okay, you're showing.
I was gonna add.
Go ahead.
When she says, oh my God, Bismillah. When she is showing allegiance to Allah with her prayers, is that she's not praying it whenever she wants to. She's praying on the set time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set for her.
Good job. Good job. All these are great answers. All these are answers showing how praying your prayer within the time frame. By the way, when we say praying on time, what do we mean when we say praying on time? When we say make the prayers on time, what do we mean by that?
You mean praying the time that the prayer is meant to be prayed, the prescribed time that Allah has set.
Exactly. Exactly. That praying the prayer on time means when the adhan is called up until the adhan for the next prayer. I want all the new shahadas to understand that. Every prayer has a fixed time. You can pray it anytime from when the adhan is called until the next adhan. The prayer is not late until the adhan is called for the next prayer. You have until the beginning of the next prayer. So on time means any time between that. So I don't want you to think that you have to pray as soon as that adhan is called. If you're at work, for example, and you're a nurse at the hospital, like the sister is asking here, and you're dealing with a patient, you don't have to stop what you're doing with that patient, because Allah says in the Quran, every prayer has its fixed time. And the Prophet Muhammad explained what that verse means. That's why you have to learn these hadiths. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said every prayer begins when the adhan is called, and it ends at the beginning of the next prayer when its adhan is called. So long as you pray within that time period. You understand, sisters? So your prayer is not late unless you pray it after the adhan has been called for the next prayer. Okay? Now, if you're sitting at home just watching TV, like Sabrine said, if you're sitting at home watching TV, doing nothing, you ain't working, you ain't cooking, you just sitting there, and your priority is to watch the Kardashians, then you need to get up and pray. You understand? That's different. You ain't doing nothing, then you have no excuse. You should get up and make your salat. You understand? Yeah. Okay. So no, the prayer is not late unless you're praying it after the adhan has been called for the next prayer. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. Good job on these answers. Okay, let's see what else we got here for other answers here. Also, we have here, the sister here said to not put anything or anyone before Allah, keeping your focus and attention on Allah when you're praying. Good job, Sakina. Thinking about Allah before performing your actions, this is pleasing to Allah. Exactly. When you're performing your actions, when you're making your prayers or doing any of your actions, you worry about pleasing Allah, not pleasing the people. You show allegiance to pleasing Him. That's how you make it an act of worship. You're pleasing Allah. You're doing whatever this action is. You're doing it for the sake of Allah, not for the sake of the people. Like even me, I'm teaching. Why am I teaching? This is how you can turn an everyday action into an act of worship. You can turn putting on your clothes into an action of worship. As Sister Sakina is saying, simply by doing it for the sake of Allah. Good job, Sakina. You remembered that from another class. I'm proud of you. Also by staying focused, as Fatima said. Good job.
I wanted to add something.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just saying, simply as we established within the Salat, we know that the Salat brings us closer to Allah and having obedience. And obedience is out of Allah, you know, getting close to Him and having that total, you know, just bringing me and having the allegiance with Allah. And we know when we have the allegiance with Allah, we're trying our best to be on Allah's side and understanding and implementing what He wants us to implement, so that we know that the ultimate goal is Jannah, having our deeds accepted, having Allah forgive us, amongst other things. So I look at it like that.
Exactly. Good job, Geechee. Good job. Good job. All of these answers are correct. All of these answers are, this is showing allegiance to Allah, not to anything else, not to anyone else. Sister Sahra, she said, choosing not to take part in my work holiday activities. I tell them because I am Muslim, I don't celebrate Halloween and Christmas. I choose to do what Allah loves and leave what He forbids. Exactly. That's another example of showing allegiance to Allah and not to her job, not to a country. A lot of these Muslims, they celebrate these holidays. We don't celebrate the holidays because it's not part of our culture. We ain't got to go through the history of Halloween. We don't got to go through the history of Christmas. The bottom line, why we don't celebrate Halloween? Because it's not part of our culture. I'm a Muslim. Halloween is not part of my culture. My culture is Islam. Why I don't celebrate Christmas? I don't have to go into Jesus or none of that. Bottom line, I don't celebrate Christmas because I'm a Muslim. It's not part of my culture. My culture is Islam. My allegiance is to Islam, not to any other way of life. Islam is not just a religion. Good job, Sahra. Islam is not just a religion. And this is what Muslims, Americans, Western Muslims don't understand this. Sahra must be from a Muslim country, because Muslims from Muslim countries understand that Islam is not just a religion, it's also a culture. Christmas, Mother's Day, Thanksgiving, Halloween is not part of our culture. Mother's Day, 4th of July is not our culture. Islam is our culture. It's not just a religion. It's our way of life. It's our culture. Thank you, Sahra. Subhanallah, American Muslims, this is your culture. Islam, not Americanism, not Canadianism. This is our culture. Okay, good job, Sahra. So proud of you. Okay, good job. Now, last question. You did a good job on that one. What about this? How do we integrate Al-Bara? How do we integrate Al-Bara into actions of worship? Give me an example of Al-Bara. Give me an example of the integration of Al-Bara.
like an example, like we're not introducing extra stuff in worship, like prayer. Like say, suppose, like when we people make dua and then wipe their hands on their face, and they say, well, that's part of the prayer. Like inventing, bringing new things into it that we shouldn't be doing. So we stay away from it. We walk away.
Good job, Geechee. Exactly. You know, we're not going to introduce things into action to the worship like blowing in our hands, wiping over our face and body. This is innovation. This is bidah. You know, we don't blow over in our hands, wipe over our faces. Okay? We don't do that. We're going to distance ourselves from that. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't do it. We don't do it. Okay? Okay, give me some more examples of distancing ourselves, you know, from anything that's not a part of the way we worship. We gave, yes, that's right. Sister Sahra gave excellent examples. It's not celebrating these holidays. Oh, I don't do Valentine's Day. Nope, don't do Sweetest Day. It's not my culture. It's just not a part of my culture. I distance myself from anything that's not my culture. Birthdays. Oh, no. I don't care about the fatwas that the brothers in Texas put out. The brothers in Texas can put out all the fatwas they want about birthdays and that it's okay. I don't care. Maybe it's their culture in Texas. But I'm sorry. I'm a Muslim. And I follow the culture that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with. And that's not a part of our culture. We don't celebrate birthdays. No, we don't do that. It's not our culture. New Year's Day is not our culture. Whether it's a so-called Islamic New Year or a non-Islamic New Year. The Prophet Muhammad didn't do any New Year's, whether it's Islam or Hislam or Shislam. We don't do no Islam. We don't celebrate no New Year's. It's not our culture. Just that simple. Good job. Give me some more examples of Al-Bara. Oh, that good job. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, as far as in how people do anniversaries on when a person passed away, to go visit the grave and go talk to them and stuff. So you distance yourself in that. That's worship as well.
Exactly. We don't take part in that. And death anniversaries, birth anniversaries. We don't do that. That's not my culture. Sorry, Charlie. It's not my culture. Al-Bara, the intermingling. Oh, it's not my culture. No, we don't do that. Oh, no. You want me to stand on top of my head and twirl around in a circle when I give you a present, a gift. You want me to donate you some money to you. So part of my donation is you want me to stand on my head and twirl in a circle and then stand up and give you my donation. No, that's not part of my culture either. No, we don't do that. Oh, no. You know, we distance ourselves from anything, you know, that's not a part of our way of life, guys. It's not part of our religion. It's not a part of our belief system. Everybody got it. Well, that's the quiz. You guys passed. You guys did pretty good. You passed the quiz. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Are there any questions or comments? Okay. And by the way, guys, before we close out, we only have $45 in our account because thanks to the donations that we did receive, the bills that came out during the first week, I told y'all the first week of the month, the bills came out. So we only have $45 left in our account. Told you we needed $500. Okay. We didn't get that 500, but we did get what, 300 or something. So the first week's bills came out. We need more money to cover the second week. The second week's worth of bills, guys. Please donate to support this website. We only got $45 in our account right now. And for you sisters who did donate, may Allah bless you, because thanks to you, the bills came out for the first week and we are not in the hole yet, but we got just $45. That ain't no money. So that means we're going to be in the hole. So please support us. We need your donations like tonight, because I don't know what bills are going to come out for next week. But we need your donations for tonight. Please send in some donations. You can donate using PayPal, Cash App, or what's the other one? Zelle is the best, because Zelle goes straight into the account without any any fees being taken out. And remember, we are a nonprofit organization. Please, please, please donate, because $45, that ain't no money. That's all we got left, thanks to what's came out. This is the 8th. Please, please donate. And also let me remind everybody that we have Jamali's class. And who's in the Zoom room? Anissa is sick, like we said she was going to be. So she cannot read. Who's here to read? Yeah, she's sick, Latifa. She can't read. Who's here? That can and by the way, is Awa here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you can do the book, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, who can Layla? Layla from Morocco. Layla? Oh God.
Yeah.
Can you read for us tonight? Do you know how to share the screen? No. Do I only know if you know how to share the screen? No, do you? Who else is here that can? Tony. 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 Where's Tony? Tony. Mina. Oh God, here we go. Mina.
Not me, Sister Layla. I'm just to get ready.
Where's Aya? Aya, wait, before you go, you got Aya's phone number?
I don't got her number.
Oh, do I have Aya's number?
Yeah, I have it. I'll call her.
Oh, can you call Aya and see if she can come in here and read and share the screen, please? Okay, guys, so we got Dr. Jamali at 8 p.m., which is in 30 minutes. And then my class on Riyadh Salihin is at 9:30. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.